Finding people sucks. Whether it's finding clients or collaborations, it could be one of the most draining things emotionally. That's the price you pay whenever you have a brand or a business you're trying to grow and make sure it keeps growing. The reason why I'm making this video is to explain why I'm building Badger. The idea really started back when I was in college. I remember those long days when I was in the math lab studying for Calculus 1, Calculus 2, Calculus 3, differential equations, as well as my physics classes, Physics 1 and Physics 2. It was really difficult trying to find people to study with that were also taking Cal 1, Cal 2, Cal 3, especially when my classmates weren't there to study with me. That's really when the idea started flowing. I started taking my coding classes. It was around the time when The Social Network, the movie, came out, and I was like, you know what? I want to build an app. So I started to ask myself, where can I find these other software developers? Where are they hiding? So the obvious answers were social media, right? The first platform I jumped on was LinkedIn. And to be honest, LinkedIn just completely crushed my idea. In order for me to message people, I had to be friends of them or friends of a friend. And honestly, I was not going to pay any subscription just to message random people. The second best thing that I thought about were meetups. And like I said, I was fairly new to the programming world, tech industry just in general. And one thing I found out real quick was that these programmers were just assholes. And that really crushed me like emotionally. As I was getting ready to transfer, I had two choices. I needed to take an elective. It was either Mexican American history or photography. And obviously I took photography. I took it for an easy A. And turns out I really fell in love with it. I remember my first camera I bought right off the bat was a Rebel T3i. I think it was around $1,000. I would just take pictures of anything and everything. I eventually started getting into portrait because in my fantasy world, I wanted to work with high-end fashion brands because I just loved their aesthetic and their vision whenever it came to the art. I remember sending messages to random people. And to be honest, I felt super weird about doing it, but it's something I had to do. If I wanted to take pictures, that was the only way to do it. And little by little, it started paying off. I started to take more road trips, started traveling a little bit more. It was just me and my camera. And the idea of finding people to create with and shoot with instantaneously started popping more in my head as I traveled more. I started to think, what if I landed to this city? On my way to my hotel to go get something to eat, I started connecting with models or people I wanted to connect with. One of the things that became most important to me was meeting up instantaneously or within that same day. And every time I traveled was always spontaneous. And it was only for like a day or two. I tried the old approach of messaging people a week or 2 weeks before a trip I had planned. Most of the shoots never happened because of just time, and our schedules were completely different. That's why I want to build a platform. We stop chasing people. The people that are on the platform are there to connect, not in a year, not in a month, but instantaneously.